The real reason you're judging people and you're being so harsh against them is because your nafs, your ego, is retaliating against you. Assalamu alaikum. Got a question through my Facebook page, and if you would like to send me your questions, if you have Facebook, you can go to the link in the description box and get a hold of me there. Otherwise, you could send me a message through YouTube. Some of you do that, or you could just comment, and inshallah we'll get to you. So this sister, she didn't ask to be anonymous, but I'm gonna keep it anonymous just because of the nature of the question. And I'm gonna read the whole question, so bear with me, because I think there's a deep lesson to be learned from what she's asking and what she's telling us here, or telling me, and I'm going to share with you guys. Okay, so dear Muhammad, assalamu alaikum, and then after her first introductory bit, she says, first thing, I am from a semi-religious family. My mom is very practicing though, and I see her always on time for her prayer and a few other extra ones. She is also reading Quran after her Isha prayer, so I grew up with a basic idea of what my religion is and how salvation is secured or something. I always thought that it's pretty much it. I was told the do's and don'ts, so as I mentioned, I had a basic idea. In my previous years, I was not that religious, nor did I think about it in a deeper manner. I just knew that my mom and dad are Muslim, and so I'm Muslim, and Islam is the truth. I never really prayed when I was younger, but after a heartbreak that I had, I felt that I should, and I started praying and doing it on time and stuff like that. But during these years, I was not a judgmental freak that I was not the judgmental freak that I have become now. So she's talking about her years before becoming religious. She was not judgmental, and now she is. I have lost the peace I once had because I look at every other person, Muslim or non-Muslim, and see how they sin and take such big sins in a normal manner. I'm very hypocritical when I see people getting in any type of action that is Islamically wrong, like sexual intimacy and other stuff. I judge them so hard and so fast and so rough, and I'm always having this battle of they sin, they will burn in hell, oh boy, in my head and in my heart, and it has taken away my peace. This has caused me to lose my happy and peaceful life. I can't focus on my studies, and I always miss my prayers and not do them on time, or just don't do them at all. I have recently, like a year ago, started watching Islamic videos on YouTube because I have always had trouble with the concept of whoever is not Muslim goes to hell. So I wanted to look up and get to know the religion, but I have become so shallow. This just skipped. So I've become so shallow. My judgmental thoughts have caused me to lose my inner peace. Please, I need your advice on what to do because I'm very lost. There's no one I trust around me when it comes to religion. I don't know how to tell my mom because I have tried once, but it kind of feels like she does not get it. So please help me. I don't want to judge people. I don't want to look at their flaws because I need your advice, and the reason I judge them is because I don't want them to go to hell. So I don't know, please, I hope you get what I'm saying. I'm bad at explaining stuff. So the last bit was a little bit of a, I don't know how to put this together. Please help me out. Okay, so the sister went through a period, and I'm sure there's going to be a few of you that have gone through this, and those of you that are experiencing this right now. She went through a period of, she wasn't religious. She didn't really know much about the religion. As far as she knew, she was just a Muslim. Went through an experience. She had an intimate relationship. The relationship ended up badly, heartbreak, destroyed from it. Now she's seeking something else. She finds an answer in religion. So she comes back to Islam, she starts to practice. Now that she's practicing, what does she do? She looks at other people and how they're living their lives, and for some reason, the people that beforehand, they were just people to her. She didn't really look at them in any other way. Now she's classifying and categorizing and basically issuing condemnations. The thing about this is that it comes across, you might think when you do this, that you're doing it, as she explains, out of concern for them. Oh boy, they're going to hell because they're sinning. They're not really taking care of this. They don't see the gravity of what they're doing. And so you think, and this is what's called talbisu iblis. This is shaitan, this is your nafs playing games with you, making you think that you are doing this out of concern for them. But here's the thing. The real reason you're judging people and you're being so harsh against them is because your nafs, your ego, is retaliating against you. You used to do the things that all of these people are doing. You used to live that lifestyle which at the time you were just enjoying and were not contemplating and thinking about the repercussions and the consequences of living such a lifestyle from a spiritual perspective. You had an experience and then you wanted to get back to religion. The problem with it is you came back hard. You came back in a way where you were almost trying to get away from the thing that caused you heartache and heart pain. The thing that caused you pain, you're trying to avoid it. So you go to this lifestyle. So in reality, what's really going on with you is this psychological reaction to pain is driving you to an extreme response. Thing is, you got used to living a particular way and conducting your life in a certain way and interacting with people in a particular way. All of a sudden, you cut that off completely, and your nafs, your ego, has no explanation. One day you were doing this, the next day, what's going on? I used to interact with so-and-so and so-and-so in this way, and now there's no explanation for it at all. So what do? You try to compensate by engaging in more religious activity, by reading more Quran. The thing is, your ego, your nafs, when you see people living their lives the way that you used to live, is actually jealous. And so it retaliates against you, and it does it in different ways. One of the ways it does it is it gets you to become extra zealous in your religious practice. The second way that it does it is the way that you're experiencing right now, which is to be judgmental, cast judgment upon people. It's actually your defense mechanism so that you don't go back, because really you're running away from that pain. That's really what happened. And in running away from that pain, you're now causing yourself a different type of pain. And that inner peace that you had before, you've lost it. Which is ironic, because Islam, one of the root words of it, the root word of it, salima, one of the meanings that you derive from it is to be whole. To have this inner tranquility. It's not just about submission, it's also about becoming whole. And you have not become whole because you have not dealt with the real cause of your pain that you've gone through. You went through a heartbreak. I'm not going to tell you that falling in love is haram, because it's not. It's an emotion that you have no control over. You fell in love. You exercise some actions that are not permissible in the religion. That's a different topic to deal with. We want to deal with your issue of your emotional turmoil that you're going through that you haven't actually dealt with yet. And that is really what's going on. So what you need to do is, first of all, I can't give you, because everybody is different. You know yourself better than anybody else. So I can't tell you, do step 1, step 2, step 3, and you will feel whole again. You have to get honest with yourself and deal with whatever issues you haven't dealt with and faced directly to your own self after that heartbreak, so that you can begin to recover from that situation, because right now you haven't recovered. And so what ends up happening is your nafs reacted against you and retaliated by making you judgmental against everybody else. You started to become more practicing, but then you left all of your prayers because you're trying to seek back that peace again that you had before you became judgmental. You think you're becoming religious, but you haven't really done it right. Islam not done properly, if your Islam is making you feel internal turmoil, that is not Islam done correctly. Properly done Islam is one that will get you this tranquility and peace no matter what is going on around you. So I'm not going to give you a direct answer for you to go ahead and do it. It's the first part of getting a solution to a problem is first defining what the problem is. Your problem is that you have not really dealt with the heartache that you experienced from the relationship that ended for you. So you have to deal with that personally. Search internally for, what it is that the emotions that you had and the subsequent actions that you took to try to realize these emotions in a physical way. Those actually enforce the pain that you experienced. So you have to kind of get all of that sorted out, address these issues, and then as you practice your Islam, before you cast judgment upon everybody else, I really like the, I mean, it's in the Bible, but we have the same concept in Islam. The idea is that before you look at everybody else and point out all of their flaws, look at your own self first. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment, everybody faces Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be judged, Allah is not going to come and ask you, so what do you think I should do with so-and-so? Because you saw them that other day doing this and that. You're going to be having to answer for your own actions and your own sins and your own rewards and whatever it is that you're going to be by yourself. يوم يفر المرء من أخيه وأمه وأبيه وصاحبته وبنيه لكل امرئ منهم شأن يغنيه. On a day when you will flee from your siblings, you will flee from your parents, you will flee from your spouses, your children. Everybody will have their own affair to contend with and deal with. So you're not going to be able to give counsel. You're not going to give suggestions to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, do this or don't do that. So the way that you have to, this will take practice. It's not going to come overnight. You're going to have to every time create some sort of reminder to yourself whenever you see somebody doing something. Yeah, if the action is impermissible, obviously you don't like the action, but you have to first point the finger at yourself. You know, reflect on your own actions and how you're living before you cast things upon other people. But like I said, the root cause of the problem is not your religiosity. The root cause of the problem is that you have not dealt with the reason you have become religious in the first place. You got to deal with your heartache first of all before you can progress and find that inner peace. It's not to do with the religion. It's with the situation that you went through that you haven't really faced directly and head on with some courage. I hope that gives you a little bit of a direction. Like I said, I can't give you a direct answer, but I'm hoping to kind of open up your eyes to some things so that you can answer these things for yourself. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.